I still don't think the intro music worked on that. I saw no levels spiking for restream. What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again.
Really?
Hit that like
Yeah,
button,
nah, the
subscribe to
music,
the
the
page.
music
What's
didn't work.
good, y'all? You hear any music on that, Ringo? Was it silent for you?
I did.
You did?
Didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Well, hey, what is that? Hey, man, we're still working through the kinks, man. Trying to get everything right in here. We got Joel in the building. We don't really have a squad in the building. We got Joel in the building. What's good, y'all? How y'all feeling today, man? Joel, how's it going? You okay? You good? You all right? Huh?
Good.
And of course, Stefan Don in the building as well. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Want to talk about the Kevin Warren conversation, what he talked about with, Justin Fields and things like that, and ask the question: should Kevin Warren be involved in the NFL draft plans? Of course, we all have seen the interview by this point. This is it feels like a huge vote of confidence in the favor of Justin Fields. But all I saw today was, why would you want this guy to be a part of this? Why would you want this? Why would you want this guy to be involved in this? What's the point of having? I mean, so I guess we gotta kind of work through that and talk about that on today's episode. And then also got to look at some of the Bears draft plans, look at the stadium plans as a whole, get into all that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. It's the only channel talk Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. Make sure that you get in tune with us, man. What's going on, boys? How you feeling? What's going on, Joe?
I can't complain. It was a good day today. Today was a good day. You know what I'm saying? We got some stuff to talk about. And it's just a crazy time. We're waiting. We got another month.
Got so much time.
No, we got almost 2 months.
We have so much time until the draft actually gets here.
And it's like, but when you're hearing this thing and then going back this way, it's like this whole tug of war of what are the Bears going to do?
The Ian Rappaport one today, like listening to that, I was just like, when we get this information, like, is this just new information here? Like, where did that come from about, now the Bears would be happy going into next season with Justin Fields. And if they win it, they'd be fine. But it's because of the first overall pick. And it's like, dog, every day it's something new with this storyline. But at least here, right, Justin Fields gets a little bit of a vote of confidence in his corner with Kevin Warren. And I dropped a video on that talking about kind of, what that's going to mean for the Bears moving forward. But I think the conversation on, do you want Kevin Warren to be involved in the draft plans? And I'm not saying Ryan Poles shouldn't have the final say. I'm not saying Ryan Poles isn't going to be the one to make the decision at the end. But do you want his input? Do you want him chiming in? Do you want him to have a say in the draft? Your thoughts?
Me? No. I mean, well, let me say this. I think that his voice is a little bit different from the standpoint of because he does have somewhat of a football background. Like Chris Zorge was his boy. He was an agent. He's a Big Ten commissioner. So his input, insight of hopefully being able to be around actual football people, or at least, I like that he might have some insight, but let Poles cook, let him do his job. We work together, but that's not what he's there for. He's the president to oversee, and then you put people in place to do their roles.
Right.
Now you can have experience in saying that, yes, I like that he seems like a real football kind of guy, but that's just from a high level. He's high level. His job is the business, keep things going. We got the stadium. We want to make sure his ticket sales are going, make sure we stay on the budget, all those type of things. But the difference is that he should be able to appreciate football players, where I think the previous regime, and hopefully if the McCaskies aren't putting their thumb on it, which they probably still are, possibly is more so of to me, they didn't have, I don't think, that connection to the players. This was a business to them.
Right.
Strictly business, where we might have an actual football guy that's supposed to be the figurehead to report to the McCaskies.
Yeah, I think for me, I look at it as, kind of like Joe said. I mean, they've both, like, Kevin Warren has been a part of winning organizations. It's like you said in your video. Ryan Poles has been a part of winning organizations as well. He's gonna leave the decision up to Ryan Poles. Should he have a say in the draft? I mean, he could put his 2 cents in, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's gonna be up to Ryan Poles because I do think he sees the value in Justin possibly staying here and growing. I think everybody kind of sees that with what the Bears are building, but at the end of the day, I mean, listen, it's gonna come down to Doug, who's gonna be is Ryan Poles gonna be able to get the most capital if he keeps Justin or trades Justin, but
Well,
I
real quick,
mean,
let's real quick shout out to Breeze Nation. Shout out
I
to
can't
Jay
see
Grizz.
anything. I don't have.
yeah, I got you.
But
All right.
you.
I'm running it. Oh,
no,
Cache was good.
I'm
Los
ready.
Legend was good.
you got all the internet. I just got
Steven was good. Grizz was good.
Yeah, we got Jay Crit in the building, Baki, of course. We got people question for the chat. Then we applauded Kevin Warren hiring because he was a football guy, which is what we wanted in a team president. Yes, but smart enough not to get in the way.
But I think that's where the conversation comes in, right? Like to me, it's not to say I want him to have the final say, but I do want him to have a say. And what I mean by that is, right, like I want him to have input. I want this to be a situation that works simpatico. I want this to be a symbiotic relationship. You give me something, I give you something. What we came from, to me, is a moronic relationship. And what I mean by that is we had Ryan Pace, who was just like, hoodied up. He's, he's in the shroud of night. He's going through. Oh yeah, the UNC. Here we go, North Carolina. Oh boy, nobody knows I'm here. Hey, aren't you Ryan Pace, GM of the Bears? Oh, get out of here! Beat it, sir! Like, get out of here! Oh, here's $20. Go buy dinner. Don't tell anybody I was here. I'm watching Mitch. Right? Like, that's not what I want this team to be.
Shout out to Damian Waller. He said, "What up? First live stream, y'all doing your thing. Appreciate you." We got a big super chat.
Shout out to Mitch. You got to put that on the screen. Shout out to Mitch Osborne with the love out here, dog. Yeah, I mean, he said, remember halfway through the season when they said they wanted Warren to be more involved in football decisions. Also, I know B-ball is different, but are we worried about pulling a Bulls and Jimmy Butler at all? Such a Chicago thing to do, let go of the guy who's breaking out. I don't know if this is a Jimmy Butler situation. This is very different than a Jimmy Butler situation. Jimmy Butler was good. Not to say Justin Fields is bad, but Jimmy Butler was like ascending towards a star level player, and the Bulls were like, literally, like, here's the difference. The Bears know how to build around Justin Fields.
Yeah.
It's a time thing.
I think it is all time.
It's a time thing, right? Like, that's where we're at, right? It's a time thing. The Bulls literally came out in a press conference and said, we said Bulls, we lost like 17 people. The Bulls literally came out in a press conference and were like, we don't know how to build around a player like Jimmy Butler.
No, they said he's not the guy to. They said he's not the guy to build around.
Gar Foreman literally said, we don't know how to build around this guy. And literally, it was literally like, did you just say you don't know how to build around a two-way shooting guard
that you've been looking for? You were looking for a two-way shooting guard, and you finally got one and let him go. Anyway,
yeah, that's enough points and time.
And there you go. That's it.
Every day.
All right, where's 99? Do we get 100?
Right? Can we get back?
Can
we get back?
Can we get 100 in the chat?
Hey man, hit that like button if y'all not enjoying this content, your mama. But no, I do think that there's something to be said on working in a symbiotic relationship where, yes, I do want Ryan Poles to have the final say, but I also want it to be where he can go to Kevin Warren and say, I'm thinking about this. What do you think about this guy? I'm thinking about bringing this guy in. What do you think about this guy? With the coaching decisions that were happening here, we saw an organization run the coaching decisions very much like how big-time organizations do, right? Where the coaching decisions for the assistant coaches and things like that are more so made organizationally. These are not guys that have ties to Matt Eberflus. These are not guys that have ties to previous teams where he's been before. That means you probably had the organization of the Bears go out and say, these are top guys that are on the market right now. Let's see if we can work together. Let's see if we can put something together. Yeah. That's what that comes down to at the end of the day. And that's why, to me, I feel like I do want Kevin Warren to have a say. I don't want him to have the say. But I do want there to be a relationship where you're bouncing ideas off of each other because of the football mind he has.
Yeah, and I mean, the point is that, yes, what you have is a guy that's not clueless about what players, or he does need to understand clearly if he's over the team. I mean, he can hire and fire polls and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But he's also smart to understand it. Sometimes it's what you don't want is a micromanager, and then you also don't want somebody that's putting input that doesn't know what they're talking about. And it's unfortunate that there's the family that's been running this team is not necessarily been real football people. That is the knock on them this whole time. So now you have a football person actually running the team.
Right.
And he has experience. And he's a Big Ten commissioner. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think even with that being said, I remember, like, even just going back to the exit press conference, right? I just remember him talking about he was tired of being patient. He was tired of being patient. They did the whole patient thing. And he gave you examples of how he's ran, championship organizations. So he's gonna have to say, and I literally think that when the day comes, Ryan Poles is literally gonna go, "Hey, Kevin, what do you think about this?" And I honestly believe that he's going to tell Ryan whatever is going to get us possibly the most capital back, but push us in the direction where we're winning. He's gonna be all for it, but they're gonna have that dialogue. It's literally like Pat said, their offices are like right next to each other, right?
Yeah, the offices are right next door to each other.
It's no way that they're not talking, but you actually got somebody in the building that actually knows what they're talking about as well.
Over 100 in the chat, by the way.
Over 100 in the chat.
Over 100 in the chat.
Hit that memory man for me real quick, Joel. You know what sound. There it is. But that's all we can do. What I don't have my pad here with me. I don't got my buttons.
We're working on that.
Joel, I need buttons.
We're working on it.
I need buttons. No, I think that it says something about a team that's able to work together in a way like this, where yes, everybody has their defined roles, but they all get together on this type of conversation, right? Kevin Warren coming in. I would hope that Kevin Warren comes into a situation and goes as far down as the players and says, "Hey guys, what do you want in a stadium? What do you want in the stadium to be like? What kind of field do you want?" Because at that point, right, like the guys who are going to be on the field are also feeling included in the process. That's important as well, because Soldier Field sucks.
Well, this is the thing about Kevin Warren. He is media trained. He doesn't have a problem being visible. He's talked more than I think we've seen George, where it's like, here's a mic, George. He was better than the previous regime, in my opinion. But with Kevin Warren, he is a politician. He's a statesman. He can talk and be able to control. He's able to control narratives. Like he's talking on WGN with Peyton. He's open to having conversations. He seems to be more personable of a person. So the man himself, it's probably the right marriage in terms of a GM with the owner, with the president, things of that nature, and they work together. I'm just saying that technically he's not hired to necessarily pick players. He's hired to run the team,
right?
And you trust your guy. So I'm not saying kick him out of the room, but what you don't want is a Jimmy Jones, Jerry Jones situation. But you don't want a Jerry Jones, Jimmy Johnson situation, where the ego gets in the way, and now the owner or the president is greater than the GM. It's like, let me do what I got to do. Now you're trying to overshadow me.
Well, I also don't want a Ted situation, right? I don't want you penny pinching me when I'm trying to go out and get players either, right? We were going to go get Saban as our head coach,
right?
And because we were going to make Saban the highest paid coach in the NFL, whoa, hey, what are you smoking there, sir? And all of a sudden it was like, now it ends up working out in the long run, right? No,
it doesn't work
out.
A
feather in Ted Phillips. Well, Saban was terrible at the NFL level.
You never know that.
No, we saw it. He was in Miami. He was terrible.
That you just never know.
He was going to be better here.
We don't know. If you give the guy what he needs, we don't know.
Well,
that's the problem.
That's the whole point. He wasn't giving the guy what he needed.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
I think that's where we're starting off at. No, that's what I'm saying, though, right? Like, I don't want a Ted situation here where the president is too involved and he's vetoing things that the GM feels he needs.
When he was Jordan hating himself, he said, I'm just getting in here, but I'm throwing a red flag regardless because I know something pause-worthy haven't already.
Actually, without Jordan here, there's been nothing pause-worthy to this point. It's kind of amazing how when he's not on the show, the pauses just don't happen. No, but I feel like this is I'll say this, and I said this on the Bears pod. That's going to drop at 7 tonight, so tune in with that as well. Maybe this is weird, but I feel like comfortable with what our front office is now. And as a Bears fan, that is a weird feeling to me. Like, I feel really comfortable. Like, when Kevin Warren was talking yesterday, I was like, he knows what he's doing.
That's what I just said.
No, I hear you, but like, even with even with him giving a vote of confidence with Justin Fields, even with him saying what he wants to do in the draft, knowing he's going to let Ryan Poles handle all that anyway, he's like, I can speak freely out here. I'm good, boys. But you don't like how that feel, did you?
That's just what I said.
That you don't like how that feel, do you? But
did you say something?
But what was that? Joe don't be listening to me. But no, like literally, it's one of those like, seeing them in place and seeing him in place, you know something's moving in the right direction. Like it feels like almost a guarantee.
No, because like a shout out to Evie Bear Down Davis. The whole point is we got football people running it.
Yes, it feels like
even though it's backwards, people. Even though we hired a GM and then we hired a president and then we got the coach after the, the way but at this moment they actually have football people running the team and then giving them what they need. We even have an assistant GM that's never been done before.
I don't know why this just clicked with me, but Hendricks saying, I feel like he's been dropping this in the comments the whole time, but say, get Justin Fields the frog out of here.
Okay.
It's just the fact that he used the frog emoji, bro. Like, that just threw me off.
Hey, man, that's funny. But I think
go ahead.
Yeah, the thing about it too, you know, and it's actually funny that y'all brought that up. Like, it's not only just football minds. These are football minds that have won on this level and won consistently at different stops. So it's just, I think right now everybody's just doing their rounds. Like, is this a smokescreen thing? Possibly, maybe, but I mean, like, at minimum, you have the guys in the building that you need in the building to possibly make the right choice. Because listen, this is never, we're all in agreement. This will never be done again in the 2-year span.
Yeah.
Possibly ever. So
right. I think so. Like I said, he's a politician. The whole point of this is that you're helping. I think that my initial thought reading that, especially like when he talked about Fields, was that no one is saying like he's not a bad kid. Nobody dislikes Fields, but it's like you're coming up, like we talked about before the show. Right. It's the timing aspect of where he is in this rebuild. So if he can say nice things about Justin Fields, which is, I don't think they're lying about it, but it's also helping sell Fields.
Yeah.
So you're at a point, like I said, this is a smart dude. He ain't no dummy. You don't become president of a multi-billion-dollar organization for nothing, unless you're born into it. The president?
You don't recall what we just got out of?
What?
Yeah, Bears fans really do got short memories out here.
Of running? I'm talking about. Oh, you talking about what? Ted Phillips?
Ted Phillips was the president for 20-some years.
He was an accountant, and
he was the president.
He's still smart. They made a lot of money.
Listen, he
just wasn't a football guy.
He was vetoing a lot of big decisions in Chicago, dog.
He made business. But the whole point is that they viewed this as a business. Them jokers still made money.
He made moves that he felt weren't good, or he made vetoes on things he felt weren't good draft decisions.
Well, they made a finance guy run the team. My point is that. Forget that point. The point is that
exactly right. No, you can't.
No, he's still smart that they hired the guy. This is still a $4 billion organization.
Listen, the Bears are going to make money, and I think that's the thing. And here's the thing: Kevin Warren feels like he knows to allow the Bears to operate as I think we're 6 actually. Are we $6 billion? How much the Bears worth right now?
I don't know. I thought it was like 4.
I thought we were above that. Because ain't the Bulls? What are the Bulls? Ain't the Bulls $4 billion?
I don't know. Maybe Breeze Nation though. Shout out to Michael H. Shout out to Hendricks.
$6 billion. Yeah. Bears are worth 6.3 billion. 9%
like,
increase
no, Joel,
2022.
Really dislike Fields. I'm saying as the man himself, He's not.
I
not a
just
troublemaker guy. And all
I
that.
mean,
here's the thing at the end of the day with what the Bears have right now is that you feel like you have guys in the organization, like you said, that are not going to make the decision guessing it. And that's what I always felt before. Whenever you'd put a mic in front of Ted, when you'd put a mic in front of Pace, when you put a mic in front of Nagy, you left every press conference just going, I don't think these guys actually know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, even George, right? Just like, I am not a football guy. I'm not a football evaluator. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the team, just like you. And I'm sitting in your, sir, you own the team. You need to be a football guy, right? Like, so getting football guys in place,
Coming
it
right
just
up
makes
Baki.
you feel like there's more of a comfortability and you trust it a lot more. And I'll tell you this, we're going to take a break here real quick, get the Aura ad up and running. And then I got to talk about where Kevin Warren sold me the most in his comments on the stadium. Not put what yeah. Hey, Ryan Poles, baby. I got these cards so close to my
I got all
face.
these picks, baby.
I
We
got
about
all
to build
these
this team,
picks.
baby.
I got picks on everybody. All right, let's get up out of here. But appreciate y'all tuning in. Show love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. We'll be right back right after this.
Oh,
yeah, you got to fire that commercial, Joe.
you
You got to fire that commercial.
I'm like, oh, I thought
you sitting here doing that.
Last time you did that.
Come on, Joe. And
let's go.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Yeah, that music is zesty. I ain't gonna lie, it's very smooth. I mean, it's got a nice kick to it there, Joe. Joel out here, fire producer out here, just chewing on the mic though.
Thanks,
My God,
man. I made it.
Could you stop eating on the mic, you animal?
Sorry.
Hey man, you can't let them do you like that.
I'm saying, I made that some years back, but I'm just glad. Hey man, appreciate it. Everybody. I get a lot of comments and positive feedback from it. Appreciate that.
Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. Only channel to talk Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. So make sure that you get in tune with us. So before we had dipped, I had mentioned the stadium deal and everything that Kevin Warren had talked about. He addressed the stadium. I'm not gonna lie, there was one part of the stadium that I thought was a must get, and that was a retractable roof for me. And according to Kevin Warren,
you wanted it?
I wanted the retractable roof for all the fans that are like, we need bear weather. No. We got to have that bear weather because, right, we in bear weather. We could play in a dome on the nice days, but if you got a West Coast team, you got the Rams coming, or you got the Miami Dolphins coming, or you got and there's a blizzard outside, you open that mug up. Right, you let it get a little chilly in there. Hey, y'all, bear weather today, baby. Here we go. Right. So, but here's my thing. I don't believe in bear weather. I was just saying that in case the people in the building actually believed in bear weather. You know why I don't believe in bear weather? Because I've watched quarterbacks come into bear weather and put 50 on our heads. Bear weather, my left, you know what, dog? Like, bear weather. Get out of here, dog. But he talked about the reason not going with the retractable roof and going with, I believe it's called ETF. The roof, first off, says when you sit inside, feels like you're outside. I love that, right? Give me that outside feel, not weather-wise, you jamoke. It feels like it, like when the sun is shining, like still get the feel. Hey,
What does it call him?
EO Jamoke, not EO, J Mac on the podcast today broke it down perfectly. You know, like when you go into the like Navy Pier, like the planetarium and stuff like that, and you're inside, but it still has that feel like, oh, it feels like like you feel like you could get rained on and you go outside and there's a monsoon out there. It's like that.
I got you.
So, but because of that, you're being more cost effective. You're providing more to the fans. He said the money we're saving there, we can put back into amenities around the stadium, different things that can be put into the stadium. Like, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the teams that do have it barely use their retractable roofs.
Right.
So hearing, he basically said, I'm very cost conscious. That makes me excited, not only for the stadium, but for the team as a whole. Still talking about the team in this, because being cost conscious is not being cost effective. That means, what am I spending my money on that's going to get me the most
return? Yeah, on your investment. Oh.
When I heard that, I was like, the whole philosophy of the Bears is different this year.
Yeah.
The whole philosophy of the future of the Bears is going to be different.
I remember the Ted Phillips fiasco.
Oh my God.
I remember they literally built a stadium. They needed 67,000, if I'm correct, is needed to have a minimum to host the Super Bowl. And they built it at 62.5 or something like that. And it's like not even the business of having just be able to forward thinking. You don't want to host
out 20,000 seats, right? I believe they took 20,000 seats out of the Bears, out of the original Soldier Field.
Yeah, because the original Soldier Field was huge.
Yeah.
It was like twice as big and long, whatever it was. But what they ended up doing is like the idiocracy of you built this stadium and you shortened it in terms of limiting your capabilities. And so his point, what Kevin Warren said was, I want to host NCAA tournaments. I want to have concerts. I mean, it's basically the United Center, but bigger, and there's more opportunity to generate profit, because you're talking about you only playing 8 games at home. You got this giant stadiums. What you're gonna have what's the old one gonna do? Like the Fire or somebody's gonna play out of there. U2 comes there once a year.
On,
Beyonce's home.
He's so right though.
It's Beyonce's home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just this is a football mind here. Like I said, this is a business and understanding how to run a football team. We're no longer in just the football. We are in an entertainment business. So yes, you need a dome. Why would I want this dome, or why would I want an open field on the lake in the middle of the winter? And that's affecting the play on the field. I mean, we've seen so many times how I remember going to the Bears practices, like the family night, and the field was in terrible condition.
Yeah.
Jokers are tearing their legs up. I think Urlacher, remember half the team got hurt in 1 year where they tore it, like hamstrings was getting hurt all the time. Like they didn't understand how to take care of this product that they're putting on the field. So I really appreciate what he's doing.
I just feel like it's finally getting to a point where the Bears are doing things that just like regular NFL teams do. Like, it doesn't feel like we're living in the mom and pop era anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like we're stuck in the we're years behind the times. And the fact that the stadium is doing that, the fact that the people working for the team are doing that, that leads me to believe that you're going to do that on the field. That leads me to believe that it does start at the top. Yes, George, you don't have a lot of confidence in what George can put on the field. I don't have a ton of confidence in the McCaskies as a whole.
What about Brandon Green in Japan?
But I do feel like you're now in a situation where you have football minds in the building, people that have done this, and that translates from the president down.
Yes.
And that's all I'm looking for here, right? Like, let's just be, if I can show common sense, it makes sense that our team was bad for 20 years.
Yeah.
Ted couldn't show common sense with a stadium.
No, I don't disagree with you. But from the top down, I mean, like I said, your football team is obviously a reflection of the coach.
Right.
But even from the top down, everything that you're doing, I just echo the same sentiments. You know, I went through that even at my company. It's like from the top down, the culture is implemented from the top, and it permeates to the rest of the organization. So you're talking about a guy that has built the stadium. He's been part of a winning organization. So if what he's saying is true and he doesn't seem like he's really BSing, this is great. Like, I didn't care if they moved to Arlington. I really didn't, because I thought it made sense if it's like he's doing Jerry's World. You know,
and even with that, right? Like, he's like, when they asked him about the land and all of that stuff, he's like, I have 340 acres of land.
Yeah.
You know, we could put anything. It's right off the highway. That's prime real estate. You can do whatever you want with that. And that doesn't mean we're not going to utilize it for the stadium. He's still keeping everything open. He's like, but there's just something about, I didn't like how he said money shot. I wanted to throw a flag on that. He was like, there's something about that money shot during the game.
Yeah,
where you can pan
yeah.
and have the city of Chicago behind you. And my only thing is,
I challenge that. That's not a challenge.
Money shot? Yeah. Nah.
He's talking. Come on, man. It's the money shot.
And if we gonna do it, I was thinking about this though. If we gonna do it, we gotta do it. We gotta do it like an actual ref though. Like, we gotta come together for at least a minute and just be like, yo, after further review,
that slows the whole thing.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
You know what's funny?
Excessive concerns.
Pat loses his challenge for the week.
No, wait.
We actually got to do it. We actually gonna have to do it.
Real quick, just to interject, not necessarily to get off topic, but my guy texted me earlier and has told me that, you know, Steve Wilkes had got fired as the DC for the 49ers.
He did.
And my initial thought was he's a scapegoat, because, you know, he's a good DC.
Yo, listen,
but what's funny is, like, the Athletic just popped in and said, you know, San Francisco scapegoat, and I'm like, that's the initial thought I had.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the
listen. I brought that up to J Mac today, and he was like, the NFL is a dark place, dog. He's like, you knew they weren't gonna fire
Shanahan.
Shanahan.
Yeah.
So somebody had to take the blame for you losing another Super Bowl. You lost another Super Bowl. Somebody's got to take that blame.
Yeah.
They blamed it on Wilson. I was surprised by that.
I didn't think that was right.
I was very surprised by that. 25. The defense. What's the most the defense gave up in the playoffs? Now, throughout the playoffs as a whole, I do think that they underperformed.
Yeah.
But I think still, what did they 28 to Detroit, right? Didn't they give up 28 to Detroit?
He shouldn't have got. He's a good
I believe so. But I mean, bro, they were stopping them the entire first half. You had a chance to capitalize, and you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't. Like, that's come on, bro.
It's just surprising to me. That's all. Like, for me, I think that is it was shocking to see him end up getting removed there. And that's why this is why you have to get it right, though, right? Like, they went to the Super Bowl and they were able to move on from people. To me, that is right.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think that specifically that situation was the right call? No. But I have the figurehead in place that I know I can get back here if I swap guys out. Yeah, maybe I just need a little bit more. Maybe I just need a little extra piece here, right? Maybe he was a big advocate for Chase Young. Chase Young didn't really give you much in that second half. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a ton of things that maybe you can go into, but you got the figurehead in place.
Right, and that's the whole point of all this. With Kevin Warren, it's the structure, everything top down. Even that was my issue. This team for the last 30 plus years, we've always established a defensive type of identity. We've never really established a true offensive identity that we stick to its principles. We draft the quarterback that can run the system. We get the personnel that can run the system on the offensive side. It's been we've had way more success rebuilding a defense versus being able to.
Slayton said they'll fire Mike Shanahan before Kyle.
They'll fire Mike Shanahan. Mike, get out of here, you old man. Kyle, you're good. You stick with us.
Hey, Mike, I came for the game. I was watching the game.
I was in the booth. Your tickets have been revoked. You can now no longer get it.
Bellissimo in the building. What's going on, Bellissimo? What did he say? He said, I want something like the outside of the Bayern Munich Stadium and Vegas Stadium spaceship to it. SoFi campus feel. No, stadium wise, I agree with that. Listen, this should be, here's the thing that
it's probably gonna look like the Raiders.
Well, I'll say that you can't have it like the Raiders Stadium because that's Vegas. Like, listen.
No, I'm just saying,
there's a standard, right? There's a
reason
reason Vegas is Vegas. You go to Vegas to be there for 4 days, and then you come home.
Right.
Chicago's gonna have to be a little bit more tamed down, right? Like it's not gonna be like Vegas Stadium. But what I will say is this: just like we talked about, what did kids say with the draft? Just get the best.
Yeah, true.
Whatever you decide to build, do it the best for the city. I don't need it to be Jerry World. Jerry World is ridiculous, right? There's a reason why you can do Jerry World as well. It's in Dallas, or it's not even in
there's
Dallas.
nothing out there. It's just all the land.
Space. It's all space. What's the closest city we can get to? It's got space, and that's why they went and did Arlington. But there's something about having it on the lakefront. Find whatever space you can on that lakefront and make that the best thing that you can make it. Because here's the thing. Depending on how close you get, you could have things on the lake. You can have build a pier off of that mud. We had piers in maybe. Like there's so much that you can do on the lakefront.
Yeah, you got old mixed field.
Yeah.
You take over, maybe just get rid of McCormick Place. And the whole point.
Why do still have McCormick Place?
Well, they still use it for I think boat shows.
You still use it for events and stuff, but it's just.
Well, my point is that
the car show is there, right?
No, it's back at the main one, at the newer one. The old one, they use it for other stuff, but in some trade stuff. But I mean, the idea is that if they take over the South lot and create that, now you can just build it. Then you take down the other thing. You're trying to create an environment too. The whole problem is that there's just nothing to do over there. Once you're done with the game, you're pretty much I can remember going, I parked maybe off of Roosevelt, walk all the way down over the bridge, go all the way over there to get in there, and then the game's over, and it's like, all right, bye. And walk another mile back home, back to where my car is.
No, and that's the thing. You want to do stuff in the city after, and that's why you want it downtown. Parking. That's all I'm asking for. Parking by the stadium. Listen, I like walking away, doing parking. The whole Green Bay sucks chant. We can do it inside.
Yeah.
we can do it inside. We can walk to our cars.
Yeah.
And we can go somewhere and not be gassed by the time. How many times you get to the car and be like, man, I don't even think I want to go out.
I tailgated one of the last games. What game was that? I think it was Arizona.
It was
a beautiful day. It was I think it was like Christmas weekend.
Yeah.
Great time. We were able to park and then, just kind of hang out, kick it, and tailgate and party out there. But I think that the aspect of you're trying to create a cool atmosphere in general.
Yeah.
And so, and even for them, right? It's more about, do you create a Hall of Fame that's for the Bears? You create some restaurants. Has anyone been to say Green Bay? It's literally Schaumburg with a stadium in the middle. And they got restaurants everywhere. Yeah. They got all bars, all kind of stuff. You don't even have to go to the game. And it can make, to me, it made sense for them to go to Arlington. You create Bears World. You have all these restaurants. You have all these things that they get into, and you're going to end up making money. You can even make a hotel out there. Come stay here.
If I'm not mistaken,
money.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, don't the Saints got that as well? I ain't never been to the Saints stadium, but can't you sit at the bar and watch the game or something?
I mean, it is whatever.
I don't know how the Saints stadium is.
I mean, this is the thing. They got to figure out what they're gonna do on the outside, but I'm more so interested what's gonna be on the inside, other stadium, because just seeing what other stadiums, not even just the NFL, have on the inside of the stadium.
Yeah,
there's no reason. Even if you wanted to chill inside, there should be no reason to leave. Atlanta got, they be giving out free haircuts during the game.
I mean, that's cool.
I
like Nova's comment.
I don't care what's on the inside, as long as there's winning football on the inside, right? The White Sox are trying to move stadiums as well. Me watching 106 losses in a new stadium is still 106 losses. I don't want to see that.
That's why y'all can't talk mess about it, bro.
I like Nova 312. Shout out to my homie over there. He said, I worry about the friends of the park. It's hard to get them old folks to budge. And you got to wonder where do they factor in this?
Yeah.
Because if they control the old stadium, who cares? But who owns the parking lot and who also controls McCormick Place? Because that's not a landmark. That's not a landmark status.
I think here's the thing. When you operate like billionaires, things get done. The Chicago Bears were operating like us.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're like they're balancing their checkbook.
We were at, I mean, like,
but no, this is the only problem.
We built a great studio here on a budget. Yeah, I mean, like that's how the Bears built their first stadium. Like when you operate like billionaires, the friends of the park shouldn't come into place.
It's not that. How billionaires, what they do is they want to use other people's money. They're not trying to use their money to build this thing. They want the tax write-offs. That's one of the main things about Arlington Heights. Arlington Heights is actually smart enough to say, you're not going to stick us with the bill.
Yeah.
What they want is that we use the state, you hook us up, and it's kind of like the Super Bowl situation, right? I read somewhere they don't pay the Super Bowl acts. Usher didn't get paid to do his act.
No, they don't.
But
nobody paid.
He got paid $670.
You're going to get the residuals from this.
Yeah.
So if you build this for us on the taxpayers' dime, then you're going to get the residual tax dollars.
Yeah.
And you foot the bill, and they're like, I don't know if I want to pay that.
Why is the Carter family so petty? By the way, though. Because Beyonce dropped that song same day Usher was supposed to get all the royalties off of that and did a commercial for it. Yeah, I mean, why they be trying to take everybody else?
I'm just glad we fooling with country music out here.
You said what?
V-Dog, what
I said, I'm just glad we fooling with country music out here, bro. Like Beyonce
like what? Oh, you talking about because of the Beyonce song?
Yeah, like because Beyonce's song, like she about to make a country out, man.
Quick question.
It's Beyonce.
Did the Soldier Field lose its landmark status?
Yes.
So we can knock that thing down.
Well, you probably keep the pillars because of what they represent, but yeah, you can knock down. Well,
okay.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can't knock anything down. The park is going to decide what they want to do with it, because the land is owned by the park.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem, right? And Soldier Field is owned by the park, so it's like you can't. You're not making any major changes unless they approve it there. Let them keep it. Let them keep the pillars. Let them keep the stadium. The stadium can still be used, right? Put a college team in there. Or I'll tell you exactly what's probably going to happen if something like that were to happen. Chicago would get what's it called now? UFL. They'd get a UFL team. And they put a UFL team in there.
Hey, it is what it is.
Right, which is fine. You still can build out you can get your revenue. You can build out their whole fan base and stuff like. I'll cheer for them. It's spring football, cool. Football in the warmth. Here we go. Let's go to a game. How much tickets cost? $11. We're on the team for $11.
Uber here somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, like we get. By the way, over 200 in the chat.
You got 200 in the chat.
200.
200. Let's get into the final topic. I think probably the topic that people care about the most in the does Kevin Warren's support of Justin Fields impact Ryan Poles' decision? But before that, we do have to tell you guys all about Underdog Fantasy. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some of that NBA action that is coming up here with the NFL season over. Still got some opportunities here to make some money, boys. It's Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just pick higher or lower on your favorite or least favorite players' stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. Underdog keeps super simple with their easy-to-use website and mobile apps. Pick between 2 and 5 players to fill out your pick'em entry. Get every pick right and take home some cold, hard cash. Use the code TWCB to get your first deposit doubled up by $500 by Underdog. I mean, the pick'em games, they're super easy. You can win up to 100 times your money in one night. Pick higher or lower than, like I said, on your favorite play. I mean, you can also pick from rivals, which puts 2 players against each other. And you can turn on pick'em insurance, which gives you a little wiggle room if you're not as confident in an entry. Once again, use the promo code TWCB, and you can get your first deposit doubled up to $500 by Underdog. Ow. We got to get like a dog barking at the end or something like that. Or is it? You think they got the Underdog? This is old. I don't know if people did you watch Underdog, old man?
Wasn't a fan of Hanna-Barbera type
Oh, that's sad.
cartoons. I think Underdog.
I love Hanna-Barbera. Underdog, I think, was Hanna-Barbera.
Mighty Mouse was okay. Flintstones, like before that, everybody goes crazy. I was, Transformers. I was Voltron.
Yeah, people still go crazy. That don't mean
Silverhawks.
You like hate everyone's favorite part of their childhood.
I didn't hate anything. I said I wasn't a fan.
You ain't like Scooby-Doo?
Yeah,
I wasn't.
No, you gotta take this guy out.
Having some weird takes,
First of all, I couldn't watch Scooby-Doo.
Really?
What?
Smurfs,
Smurfs is a whole different story. Watch
Smurfs is weird.
Smurfs crazy. Everybody got that Smurf story, but I don't know. Hanna-Barbera was lit for me, dog. But no, I was saying that to say we get the not bird nor plane nor even frog, just little old me. Underdog. Right after the ad read. No, don't worry about it. Appreciate you. Zoids. Hey, Brandon Green. Shout out to you. Zoids was lit, dog.
Fraggle Rock. Now I had Fraggle Rock books.
Yeah, you look like a Fraggle Rock.
Hey, Gucci Finesse said, don't worry, he's
big member of Fraggle Rock. Hey, you can challenge it. You gonna challenge it?
Tripping, man. Thunder, Thundercats. That's the joint right there.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Kevin Warren's support of Justin Fields will impact Ryan Pohl's decision at all in this? And the only reason that I think this is actually a topic is because
that's why I love the chat, dude. They lighten it all. X-Men.
Oh, they throwing
Tom
it in.
And Jerry.
Oh, bro,
Voltron. Let's go. He-Man.
X-Men, when they came out in the 90s, bro, you knew the show had. I feel like they came out with the theme song first.
Hold on. There's only two of the greatest cartoons in the 90s of all time. There's Batman the animated series and X-Men.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Fam, I tell you this. I bet you they came out with the theme song first and they was like, hey, we got to redo this whole show. Hey, this show is mid. We got to redo everything. That motherfucker. Like, wait a minute. Right. Yeah, Spider-Man was my favorite. I don't know. Batman the animated series was up there. That was.
Is that my man Sean Bell? Is that Sean Bell? My man Sean Bell.
But do you believe that that Kevin Warren's support changes anything? We also heard a report. All of a sudden, reports change right when the Bears are in favor. Every day there's something new. So now today we heard from Ian Rappaport on ESPN 1000 on Waddle and Sylvie that the Bears would not be upset if they had to hold on to Justin Fields. They feel like if the historic compensation comes, that all of a sudden they would not be upset if they had to keep Justin Fields, which hadn't been reported the entire time. Not that they would be upset, but that, is there the same level of success? Right now it feels like, the Bears love Justin Fields, and there's the same level of success that would come out of it. And I'm just like, wait a minute, that's not what y'all was saying 4 days ago. But anyway.
I don't think they said anything. He said that. That's everybody else making stuff up.
Well, I'm just saying off of Kevin Warren's.
The
second Kevin Warren drops this interview with, I don't know if we gave credit. Jared Payton, amazing job on the interview. Excellent job. Keep killing it, brother. Dominating over on WGN. But the fact that he says this, and now the Bears are excited. They'll be fine with moving on with Fields if you can get the historic haul. And then I think it was Waddle. He was like, well, Ian, do you feel like there's teams out there that will give you the historic haul? Well, yeah, for sure. So what are we talking about? The smoke continues, dog.
Well, the
smoke continues. See,
there's a form
Here's the thing. He doesn't have cars today. He's got this book. He's got this. Oh, I got all this in here. Oh my goodness. What you got over there, Joe? Don't worry about it. I'm just looking at draft evaluations here, boy. Jake Tonges. He's not on the team anymore. But
this is I told you, he's calculated, smart. This is a form of pandering. This is politician stuff, politics. He doesn't need to bad talk Justin Fields. And the thing is, they can always sell it like, look, we got this deal, things happen.
Yeah.
We got to move on. What are you going to say? We don't like Justin Fields. No, we love Justin Fields because technically, like I said earlier, he's still our quarterback until he's no longer our quarterback. Like it's kind of to the point where it's like, it's not a foregone conclusion. But, everybody's trying to pull the story out, get something. They need something to report. And at this moment, he is our quarterback. Week 1 in 2024 until otherwise. Until basically, hopefully, what we say, 10 days after the combine?
Yeah, 10 days after the combine. We'll see who's the quarterback and who's not. But it's so interesting to me because the reports change based on how somebody comes out. And to me, Kevin Warren came out a little strong, boys.
Hey, Kevin Warren, no. The last time
he came out a little strong. I'll say this.
No, he shut it down the other time he spoke. Remember?
No, facts. But what I'm saying is, like, he came out, right? Like, the last time we heard somebody get a glowing endorsement like this was when Ryan Poles came out and was like, no, I believe in Matt Eberflus. I think he's doing a lot of good things. He's keeping us on track. That's the guy I picked. That's the guy I'm running. And we were like, what are you talking about? What are you looking at? There's no way you're keeping this guy after the season. Guess who's still here? Yeah. Now, I don't know if that's the case here, but Kevin Warren came out. It wasn't, I believe Justin Fields can do some really good things.
Real quick, super chat. Dan, shout out to Dan Tanner.
Shout out Dan Tanner. I'm glad Warren spoke. Team president usually say nothing. What up, fellas? Not team presidents usually speak, just ours. Just not ours. So it's good to have a difference there. But no, I don't think that it's a right. It's how he came out for Justin Fields. It wasn't, I like what Justin's doing. I think he grew a lot. I think he's improved, but we still got to evaluate. He was like, I'm a Justin Fields supporter.
And he can say
that's what DJ Moore said. That's what right, Equinamia St. Brown said to us. That's what Darnell Mooney says. That's what Khalil Herbert says, right? Like that kind of support. And listen, yes, he can say it.
He
and
can say
fine.
that.
And it doesn't. Hey, look, they'll move on from it. Nobody will care.
It's right.
Yeah.
Hey, I love you, man. I hate that it didn't work out here.
Yeah.
He can say whatever he wants. He's polished.
Yeah.
I think that at the end of the day, I mean, this is very now hold on before y'all kill me in the comments. They said the same thing about Mitch. Like he tried really hard, likable dude. Everybody likes him in the locker room. I mean, it just didn't work out. Now, did we see this amount of glowing support for him? No.
But I mean, we didn't hear this level of stuff about Mitch. This
nah.
level of support I've never seen in the NFL.
The thing that always trips me out about it, right, is like it's not even the players in the actual locker room. It's the players on the other teams. Like, bro, remember Darius Slay? Like the Eagles just got done playing the Bears, and you would swear Darius Slay was a Bear, bro. Like he was giving him a glowing endorsement. Like it was crazy. I literally just think that at the end of the day, they're going to. Everybody's gonna have a say. They're going to come together, but if whatever brings back the best haul, like that's truly what they're gonna go with, because it all depends on right now. Yes, like Joe said, Justin Fields is gonna be the quarterback 2024. Yeah. Is it gonna be enough to supersede? You know what Caleb has the possibility to bring in.
Super chat. We got Kareem Slayton. Shout out to Kareem. Warren G. He was just making his scarf regulate. Also, real quick, shout out to Ron Holt. He says it's always been about land value and who can make money and who you can displace. Shout out to Ron Holt. Shout out to my dad.
I was gonna say, Pop's in the building, huh? Yeah. Baki said, "Here's my question: Why is it just front office speak when it's pro Justin Fields, but when it's pro Caleb, it's concrete truth?" I mean, listen, everybody. I had somebody tweeting at me on Twitter today and was like, first off, half the people didn't watch the interview, which is great, right? They saw 18 minutes and just clocked out, because I had some people that were like, well, he didn't say he supported Justin Fields. He just said that, he just said the things he needed to say to up the trade value. And I was like, he literally said, I'm a Justin Fields supporter. Right. So I can tell some of y'all didn't even watch the interview. Some of y'all just are, I don't know if like you tweeted me and you don't listen to me or what's going on, because like I had a guy tweeting me just now and he was like, basically I'm only talking about this because it fits keeping Justin Fields. And I was like, have you ever seen anything we've done? Have you seen the ahahas for in polls we trust? Like,
right.
Have you seen anything? Like, and here's what I don't like that is happening. And here's where I will say Chicago sports fan base is toxic. And sports fans as a whole,
Nah, bro,
that was a
he's
quick one.
not showing the full pig. It's a Birdman hand rub in there, bro.
Birdman hand rub.
It's a Birdman hand rub in there.
We got to see if we can AI in the Birdman hands. I'm not gonna lie to you. We got to see if we can AI them in there. But what I don't like that happened today, and I think that this is, and I know it's not all Bears fans. It's just the moronic part of our fan base is people started discrediting Kevin Warren's football acumen, his football opinion, how he should feel about the team, what input he should have, because they didn't like his opinion on the player.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's when it starts to get stupid to me. And like it's the same thing with the Jordan versus LeBron debate. Jordan fans will say, "Oh, it's easier to score now, so of course he's going to put all them points up." LeBron fans will say, "Well, he was playing a bunch of plumbers." They're both great players. They're both two of the best players to ever dribble a basketball. You know what I mean? You don't have to discredit one to put. My favorite thing to do is put all the accolades on the table.
Yeah.
Put everything. They were great with Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes. It's already starting. People were putting up Pat Mahomes. Like, he's the GOAT. Here we go. And the first thing they said, well, it's Tom Brady's first Super Bowl. I'm not even talking about C-Dub because he didn't do this. But Tom Brady's first Super Bowl, he really didn't have much of an impact in the game. And so, can we really say that Tom Brady won that Super Bowl? He got the ring for it.
God, he got him
got
down
the ring
field.
for it, didn't he?
He put him in position. He was Brock Purdy then, except they just didn't win, and he won.
Hey, listen. Still got the ring.
Still got it.
Whatever you want to say he got a championship ring on his finger, and he got 7 of them. And it's just, I like to put people's accolades on the table and be like, listen,
it was 6.5.
Did he win this? What was 6.5?
I mean, the defense. I mean,
if that's the case,
he had a noodle arm. It's just like
case,
Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning got half a Super Bowl.
Wait, who had a noodle arm?
Just saying, it wasn't.
Tom Brady threw for 500 yards.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
No picks.
The Tampa Super Bowl, Tom Brady dominated.
Alternative.
What are you talking about?
Flag. That's a flag. That's a flag.
No.
That was crazy.
Somebody had a bad Super Bowl. Wait a minute.
Pat Mahomes had a bad Super Bowl because he had to run 500 yards the other direction and had no tackles.
No, when he get this 6-1 was, God, he won a lot of Super Bowls.
He won a lot of Super Bowls.
He won against Atlanta.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's had
6.
bad Super Bowls. Yeah, came back in the second half, put
6,
up 28 points.
7. Okay, fine. Sometimes.
I mean, he's had bad Super Bowls. Most of them are early on.
No, don't worry about it. Anyways.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't like the whole, right, Kevin Warren spoke, and now it didn't fit your narrative, so now we got to discredit him.
But you know what? Like you just said, the whole point, like we try to be objective, not necessarily be so biased. I mean, we love this team.
Yeah, I mean that's why we have the conversation on both sides.
Exactly, but not everybody can do that. Yeah. Not everybody. There's some people that are just to the left, some people to the right, and the whole point is like we try to take what we're given. I try to look at it objectively. Like I sometimes can see. Sometimes it's the trees and looking over the forest, right?
Yeah.
And some people are too busy stuck in the trees and don't see that there's a whole forest out here. And I can appreciate some of these moves that are being made is looking at the forest. We're talking about big time football people that are now finally running this team instead of some of the. I think we had certain pieces that work, but what we got now we have. I think everybody from the top down is working versus what we had before was very fractured. This guy didn't know what he was doing, but we had a good guy here. Then you forced the GM in the role position here, and you don't give this guy what he needs here. You mess with the head coach with Lovie Smith back in the day here. Like everybody, nothing was aligned.
Yeah.
So
I just hate that it's gotten to a point where it's like, if you don't like my opinion, that means I have to hate you personally.
Right.
Like literally like the Justin Fields, Caleb Williams debate is like, you think Justin Fields can play? Well, the people in the building think he can play. Most of the players he plays against thinks he can play. Most of the players he plays with think he can play. The general manager thinks he can play. Multiple general managers think he can play, so much so that they're willing to give up, top of the draft pick. Now, not first round pick, but a second round pick is still a starter, right? I'm willing to give that up. That means I have some level of belief in this guy. they're talking about Pittsburgh is interested in him now. They're probably going to have to give a 20th pick. I mean, like, and if I believe all those people inside the organization, outside the organization, running organizations, now you have to hate me as a person.
But I mean, that's sometimes it's human nature. Like, it's creating a narrative and somehow being able to dominate that narrative. And then it's like, I think it was like I think for some reason I'm remembering a Michael Jackson video where it was like the paparazzi, where there was like these cartoon characters. It was Moonwalker, and he came out of the spot, and they're all like, fluttering around him, and then they turned.
I know exactly what
it is. It was like, and they turned.
Jackson!
Yeah, and it was like, like they create this thing where the people keep following. So women, we love you, and it's and they go crazy. It's like, it makes me think that's kind of what's going on here.
No, I wish I could show y'all some of the DMs that be getting sent my way. Must be calling me all kind of names for a football opinion. Jesus Christ. Could you imagine if I was talking about something serious?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean?
Yeah, Speed Demon. Thank you,
Speed Demon. Great song. One of my favorites.
Yep.
Bro, when he danced with the rabbit at the end, boy, stop playing with that boy. That rabbit was smooth.
I mean, I think that so the whole point, does Kevin Warren support of Justin Fields' impact, Ryan Poles' decision? I think he's a politician, it's pandering. So whatever they're going to do, because at the end of the day, you're still up against having to pay him. You're still building this team, and it's going to cost a lot of money unless the salary cap gets to a point where now when an average NFL salary for a good player is $20 million a year, and a quarterback is dang near double. But you're looking at 100. What's the cap?
But see, you know what's funny about this, and this is what I do hope happens, but I don't know if it will. We get to year 5, and we're talking about $26 million as a steal.
Well, that's a steal. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but that's what I'm saying, right? You pick up his 5th-year option, you're like, oh, you got him on a steal. Like, yeah, you want him to, because all of a sudden, then it's not. You go into the next contract, not going right. Everybody's complaining about $40 million right now.
What's the average salary?
Well, not really. It's Daniel Jones' salary. So it's not even average. It's not
from things I read, an average NFL quarterback salary, depending on
But here's the thing: you go into year 5, and he paying him 26, and he's a good quarterback because you put weapons around him, you got coaches around him, you put an offensive line. Yes, you have to do all that. Guess what? Nobody's gonna say, man, we're gonna have to pay this guy $50 million. 60 million,
but
right? Because the price goes up, the better you get.
Okay. But the question again, when we came away from this Super Bowl and we watched one quarterback who pretty much ran the system, he didn't really kill them, he didn't shoot them in the foot.
Yeah.
And we watched another quarterback put the team on his back and put a knife through their heart and won. Like, it sucks because I don't know if Justin is in between the two of them, because right now he's more on the running the system.
Right.
Does he actually become the guy? And the problem is, can you win? You could win with the quarterback that runs the system. But what happens when you go up against the guy?
See, I think here's the thing. I don't even know if Justin's just a system quarterback.
I don't know. I said he's in between. Is he? Does he get in? Is he in between? Because he has more athletic ability than Brock Purdy, for example.
Yeah.
He has more athletic ability than Mahomes. But does he have the acumen, or does he have the anticipation to make those key throws? Will he get there because of Shane Waldron?
Right.
Because if he's the man, if he's the guy, then cool. I'm happy either way. But we're also in a situation.
Well, I guess here's the thing. The report on Waldron is that, right, very Getsy-like in some of his decision-making, but he gets the most out of his quarterbacks. What is the most for you in Justin Fields?
What is the most?
What do you think at best, if Justin Fields excels at everything, what is the best he can be?
You mean like comparing him to another, like,
just talent-wise? Like talent-wise, like if he's the best version of himself, what is he?
Like what's his ceiling?
What's his ceiling?
Right. Yeah. I know. We talked about ceilings and where he is. I don't. Okay. Let's just say the ceiling for our passing quarterback is
Mahomes,
Aaron Rodgers. No, or Mahomes.
Mahomes.
But I mean, but that's the point. That was the barometer from Mahomes to Rodgers.
Right. Is he Allen?
That's not bad. But then you got the athletic ability. So if you take
Well, Allen's pretty athletic.
Josh Allen.
Hey,
Yeah.
no,
Okay,
Josh
okay,
Allen
yeah,
got
you're
the
right,
wheels. You said-
well, Fields is still
Fields is faster,
faster,
but
than
Josh
him.
Allen got some wheels. He athletic, but yeah, is he
Yeah.
Allen at best?
That's not bad. But now we getting the new Allen that can't get over the hump. That's the problem.
Yeah,
But they have one. But
you
we're
got
talking about
Allen, right? Like, guess what Buffalo's not doing this year?
Right.
They're not looking for a
And they had a
quarterback.
great defense. They had a receiver. They had they don't have a good running game. They had a pretty good defense. Like
I gotta disagree with that. I gotta disagree with that when they actually started running the offense through James Cook, they now they had a running game. Now they had a running game. But I mean, bro,
you also have to commit to the rush.
honestly, you know what this whole conversation reminds me of, and them DMs that you've been getting, Pat. Remember when we called the games? There was that one dude in particular. I can't remember his name. He would always come in there, no profile pic, just be like, "Oh, we trash. We down 20, bro. I knew it. We was down 20. We sucked. The Bulls sucked."
What you mean? That was raging.
Yeah.
That was raging.
Came right back. We come right back up 10. Oh man, I knew we was gonna do.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. Whoever.
Well, no, that one wasn't raging. Raging would only show up when the Bulls were losing.
Bro,
but yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
I see you, Cash.
Whoever they draft, and once he start winning, y'all know what y'all gonna say? Oh man, I knew Caleb was a dog.
Well, and even right, like, did you see the Danny Parkins thing where he put on the Caleb Williams?
I saw. I didn't watch it. I didn't feel like watching it.
Here's my thing. They had him on CHGO, and he basically said, he basically came out and said, "I know what a good quarterback in the NFL looks like, and if Caleb Williams isn't that in 3 years, I'll root for the next guy." Okay. I know I thought it was Justin Fields. I'll root for the next guy.
No, but that
to me is like, okay, all right. Like, what is that?
That's passing the buck because now you got to stand on that. I like sports from the trenches. I like Alex Smith with Lamar Speed, and then what we were saying though is that I think Justin Fields, if he's given what the tools he needs, his ceiling is probably your boy in Buffalo, Josh Allen, because that's kind of, which isn't bad. Now,
Josh Allen was probably
that would be to me.
Josh Allen led the NFL in passing touchdowns this year, right?
Yeah,
led the NFL in passing touchdowns. Led the NFL in passing touchdowns, though.
But we're talking about this is the difference though. The Bears are building a team. They could rival almost what Dallas did. They could rival kind of even what the 85 Bears did, because there was such an influx of talent in one draft where they get so many starters out of that. And a lot of that was like the 84-85 draft was because in 83
you drafted so well.
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was that there was like an extra year of players with eligibility and something like that.
Yeah.
So you had this extra influx of talent. And that's what we're having now. These extra picks could turn into extra talent.
That 1983 draft was disgusting. We talked about that today. We got Willie Gault. We got Thayer. We got
7th round. I think
we got the Fridge in that round.
Dent.
We got Bortz in that round.
Wasn't Dent in that draft?
Dent, that's what I'm saying. The Fridge was in that draft. We got Bortz in that draft. Like,
no, the Fridge was the Fridge. No, the Fridge was a rookie in 80. We got Dent in that draft. Fridge was a rookie in the 85 season.
Oh, yeah. Fridge was a rookie. Yes.
Fridge was a rookie, but Dent was in 83. Yes.
But no, yeah. So it was just like that was an anomaly.
Right.
And guess what? We're living in an anomaly right now.
Yes.
That's why I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm like, at best, what do you think Fields can be?
Well, I don't
because
think
if at best you think Fields is Allen,
that's not
and
bad.
You can have 84. You're building out a team where you're looking around, and now we're not sitting there going, he's a blue, but is he a blue? Is he a gold? Is he a green?
So your point is that if we keep Fields, we trade.
Fridge was 84. Shout out Bear Lismo. You was right.
Fields was a rookie. Yeah.
Right. Fridge, he said Fridge was 84.
Fridge was a rookie. But okay. Hey, you could be right.
You could be right.
The point is,
if we had a stat guy here,
where's Jordan? The point. What was I saying? The whole point is that you're saying if we were to keep Fields and we trade that on one to get the Hall, I still want the Hall.
Well, what I'm saying is because the conversation on Waldron is that he gets the most out of his guy.
Right.
No matter what. You put whoever you put in there. I'll tell you this. Shane Waldron, the only dude I ever seen get Russell Wilson to throw over the middle.
Yeah, you said that before.
Right. So like I don't know what it ends up being. I don't know how good it ends up being. I don't know. But if you feel, and I don't know if I feel
Jay Crit needs to quit, man. You messing with me talking about so much pretty, it's all dice, throwing and not the 1-2 dice drop. You know what, man? I'm gonna put him in timeout.
I feel like, right, if your feeling is that if we get the most out of Justin Fields, he's Josh Allen.
That's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing. And you get the haul.
We got to get the haul. The whole point is you got to be able to build this team. But the problem is, can you build that team? Well, if you got to pay him, so you're thinking there's a $26 million average.
Well, that's why you can pay him.
Well, as long
because it's all rookies.
Yeah, no, I know. That's the whole point, and that would be great.
Now, listen, you still got to draft, right? Right, you still got to pick the 84 players. You still got to go get the guys that you think are going to be Hall of Famers. Still, but now it's right. It begs the question: what do you think the best Fields can be is? And if you think that is whatever it Hurts, Jalen Hurts level, Josh Allen level, Lamar Jackson level, those are people that are in the playoffs.
Caleb Williams is the Hall. No, he's one player. We got to get. We need. This is the thing. We need Caleb Williams to be that great so we can sell that pick and get.
I do like what Rappaport said today, though. It said, "What is the haul basically?" And he kind of clarified it. He said, "It's so many draft picks that you can't say no."
Yeah, it's 3 number ones.
It's so many draft picks. Well, no, it's probably you waiting till that day because on the draft you can get 4 picks.
Just stating for the record that Fridge was drafted in 1985.
Well, Bearlissimo.
I'm just saying. Pro Football Reference.
Shout out Bearlissimo.
Still love you, though.
Bearlissimo in the UK, I think.
What?
I think Bearlissimo from
the UK. Yeah, he
Get out of here, man. That's dope, man.
Sure.
That's amazing. I love it.
Worldwide.
Why?
We worldwide, baby.
Prestige, worldwide.
Hey, man, we appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. If you haven't done so, hit that like button. It really does help us. Support our sponsors. That helps us as well. Sign up for some of the stuff we've got.
Sign up for that Aura,
we got 14-day free trial on Aura, so tune in with us on that.
Just take the trial.
Underdog
Just
Fantasy.
do the trial.
Do the trial. Let's get in on that. Get that trial in. See how you like it. If you're not a fan of it, that's up to you. But I'm a fan of it. My family's a fan of it. And I'm a football fan. But for the super producer, Joel Holton, of course, Stefan Nadine, who unfortunately he was tucked in the corner the whole show because I didn't have the capability to move stuff.
We good. It's cool.
Sorry, Steph. You should have been here. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Brad Don, one love. Peace.
One love. One love. Actually, I want to see that Bob Marley movie too.
I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah, I rock.